I don't know if I can get that to be a little less wonky. Ah, there we go. There we go. Hello. I hope everybody's doing well. Um, Happy 4th of July to any of my fellow Americans, whatever you may be doing today. I hope it's safe, and for anybody that is a veteran or a veteran, I hope that the fireworks and shenanigans that have been going on have not been so greatly affecting your household this week, or pet parents too. But I know that this can be a hard week. Well, basically from Memorial Day through Labor Day can be hard for a lot of um, retired, not even retired, just combat veterans or military. So I hope everybody is. Oop, that's not done right. Sorry, I just realized I had set my wheel up for plying that I'm not plying because I finished plying. Um, if you are joining me, go ahead and say hi, Faraday Farm. I hope you're doing well. I hope you haven't had any more thunderstorms. We had a doozy of a thunderstorm. Hi, Marge. How are you? Thanks for saying hi. Let me know what you're working on. Um, Today, so I did finish the cheviot I've been working on. That's wait, that's the sample. All right. Yeah, this is the cheviot from Evie. I haven't washed it yet. I'll probably just be waiting to wash all my skeins at home when we go back home this weekend. But yeah, it came out to be about 387 yards. I I think it was a 4 ounce braid. So, I'm looking pretty firmly at a sport, I think. Sport weight. I think it's too heavy to be a heavy fingering, but it's a 2 ply. It was a 1/4 fractal. It came out really lovely. I'm very, very pleased with it. Um, and then this morning, with the help of a couple of Discord servers I'm in, I decided that this would be my next spin for anybody. There we go. Yeah, that's looking good. So is a um, this is going to be my first combo draft, and I'm doing a finish humbug with a dyed targi. So I'm going to be drafting these two together, and I'll show you doing a combo draft 1-3. I'm doing a 2-ply combo draft 1-3 fractal. Anyway, so these are the three smaller bits that'll be going in the second ply while being combo drafted with more of this humbug finish. Now, I know that. Hi, Rachel. Oh, and you're joining Granny Squares for a blanket march? I don't know if I find that fun or not. I know I don't like join as you go. So I think I consider joining Granny Squares to be much more fun when I am sewing them or whatever them together rather than join as you go. That annoys me. Or the one time I tried it and vowed to never, ever do it again. Because I make very strong pronouncements based off of limited exposure to something, apparently. Um, is my screen frozen? Is that what's happening here? I hope that's not what's happening. Can you guys still hear me? Yeah, granny squares are fun, but not. Yeah. Although I did a granny stripe blanket this past I don't know, a few months ago I finished it, and that was enjoyable because it's not a granny square and there is no joining involved. Um, but okay, thank you for letting me know you can hear me. um, yeah, so I am combo plying because I used to say I wanted to try combo spinning, but I think that's a different thing than combo drafting. And I don't know if combo spinning just means that you are plying two different yarns together. I'm still not entirely sure, but I'm going to call this combo drafting because that's what I'm doing. um, Hi, Carol. Oh, Faraday. Yeah, I am not one of the my kids know how to use words in the correct way, which makes me proud and also like, okay, maybe I need a swear jar. My my 6-year-old told my husband that I I use the F word a lot, and I don't even think I'm doing it. I don't even realize I'm doing it, you know? But if they I guess if they can do it correctly, and in the right situations, like with their friends and stuff, that's better than something. Um, oh, you're joining as you go? Yeah. I have to say, I tried join as you go on, I can't remember the powder name, but I think it was by Powder and Bloom, maybe. But it was a little tiny, like, less, I swear, it was less than 2-inch granny squares. And you joined as you went, and it was so finicky. And I couldn't get into it. Now, if I was joining with like bigger squares, maybe it would be a little easier for me to manage it. I don't know. But um oh, dang it. Just snap my single. This is like the first little bit of floof that I was attempting or sampling with. And I didn't know what to do with it, so I just kind of tried holding it in a bunch of different ways, and it's very unwieldy now. So I'm just kind of messing with it. Um, but yeah, I figured, I've already done a fractal that the Shivia I just finished was a fractal. It was a 2-ply 1/4 fractal. And if anybody doesn't know what that means, I am more than happy to explain it again. Oh yeah, I bet you, Faraday, you're a teacher, so you can't cuss in your professional life. Can you? Do you come up with like the most inventive substitutes for your swear words? Like my husband and his mother, they say, "Oh, sugar honey iced tea," which I find adorable. Um, but I can't do that. um, but yeah, where were they? I don't know. So I was thinking because it's not sad to sew squares together relaxing. Oh, a four-horn Jacob. Ooh. What color is it? Um, or is it mostly the different colors, or is it predominantly one color, the markings? I'm curious. I'm very curious. I have a Jacob that I processed a couple months ago that is amongst my queue of fleeces to work through. But it was mostly white with some black. So I think I want to do something fun with that. I mean, I always want to do something fun with fiber, doesn't matter what it is. But that is how I feel. Isn't that cute, Rachel? It's like it's so stinking cute. But I can't ever seem to, like, my mouth just goes way faster with the not cute way of saying things, you know. I try, but it's not my deal. Black and white and you're marbling it. Oh, that's fun. Um, Badenborg lace. There's an amazing video on Longthread Media about the Badenborg lace. I'm sold. It is in my cube. I think that's supposed to be cube, but it may never make it to my needles. You know, that's the thing. That's what I like about having like a list is like the list is just ideas, like things you like. And then like I'll go back, like I use Ravelry, so I can go back to I have a queue and then I have favorites. And I'll go back whenever it's time to start a new project and I'll go through my queue and, is there anything I actually want to do on there? No, then I go through my favorites. And then if there's nothing I find in there that fits what I want to do, then I'll go looking around again. But I have a ridiculous amount of patterns that I have either downloaded for free or paid for. So I definitely am trying to use the paid for patterns before I start paying for any other ones. Because, you know, being responsible. I don't know if anybody else finds themselves in that predicament, but responsibility is something that I find hard to, I don't know, to accept as part of my life as a mother of two, wife, small business owner. I actually consider we're talking about getting a minivan next, which, whew, 5 years ago, me would have not been amused. uh, but you know, things change. Things change as you mature, I suppose. I mean, I'm like people get so hung up on maturity, and it's like you're always changing and growing, right? In your craft, in your life, in the things that you like and dislike. I mean, come on, let's go back to the early 2000s. Like for people who in my age range, like we go back to the late 90s, early 2000s, and you want to see what you were jamming to and wearing and liking, that'll be a real quick um, slice of humble pie for you to shove down your gullet. I remember I was all about white eyeliner and purple eyeshadow, and I dyed my hair red all the time. So, you know, but yeah, and don't forget if you are a small business or, something like that, and you want to share your Instagram handle, if you are a podcaster, go ahead and share your stuff in the comments. You know, totally want everybody to share the love. Um, has anybody been spinning anything that they have a project planned for it? Because that's one of those things that I'm not good at is planning ahead of time. Because I'm still not like a technical spinner, so I don't know how to spin a yarn that now. I know theoretically how to spin a yarn that I want in terms of like, grist and gauge and all of that, but then, you know, rules, and I don't like those. Or I think I don't anyway. But so now, I'll probably, I think that the skein of the Cheviot that I just finished and need to wash, I think that this would look really nice in like a white-ish, off-white ecru, if you will. I think this would look really good as a contrast color and some sort of color work with white. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if anybody can see anything because it looks frozen on my end, but we'll see. Um, so, yeah, Today was a do nothing day. We had all kinds of plans, and it's a holiday, and we realized a lot of those plans were really kind of silly to attempt to do on a holiday such as this. Um, yeah, it's so, yes, Marge, having lots of hats. Yeah. I mean, I would love to have a plan ahead of time. Oh, yes, the Stephen West Garter sweater. I'm sure. I'm sure it will. Thank you, Danielle. Danielle. Thank you, Danielle. You know, it's like I have one screen that's frozen and one that's not, and I don't know if that means that I'm just nobody knows what's going on. Um, yeah, I mean, I have like a few fleeces that have been processed, but I didn't get them with any specific plan. But or they've been washed, I should say they've been washed. They haven't been fully processed yet. So before I actually process them, like carding, combing, and all of that, I want to figure out what project I want to have that for. Now it would be a project that's definitely got some leeway. Something like Andrea Mowry's Nurtured, which is I think I have that pattern. I did buy that, because she made that with hand spun, so it's all fine and good with inconsistencies. It's got that texture on it. Um, it's just so hard. Like I'm not the kind of spinner yet that looks. I'm not even that kind of like yarn knitter or crocheter where I see a yarn and it really tells me what it needs to be. Like I don't work that way yet. And I might not ever work that way. I kind of think about what I want or need in my wardrobe, but I also just really like to make things to try making them. Yes, the double drafting, it is the combo drafting is getting easier. I mean, I do have to do a fair bit more of managing it, like, because I have to figure it out. I've tried rolling it around like one inside the other, um, but yeah, it is going more smoothly. And I guess kind of the point of this is that it's not doesn't have to be that consistently divided between the two because I'm not necessarily going for that. I mean, the sample that I did, I don't know oh, there it is. The sample that I did, if you can see that, is like really, I enjoy that. At first I thought I didn't, and then I gave myself some time to walk away from it and come back to it, and I was like, you know, I have other yarn with that I have spun with the brown sort of marled white humbug look to it that I think might make a really interesting project together. So you're a pattern first type of girl, Danielle. Yeah. Yes. So it's been so long since I started knitting and crocheting, and for the past year I've been really working on getting my stash down of commercial yarn specifically, whether that be through donation, gifting, selling, or using. It doesn't matter to me what method I use. I am not trying to pretend like I'm going to work through the whole stash that I have because a lot of it is stuff I don't necessarily care about anymore, you know? So it's been such a long time that I have been fitting yarn to a pattern rather than thinking about it pattern first. And I finally did that this past last fall slash winter. I made the Miles jacket by Ozetta and I did it with the Placiolopi. And it was so nice. It was so nice because like it came out looking exactly like I wanted it to because I used the correct yarn in a color that was what I wanted it to be. So, yeah, yarn choice can be hard. It can be very hard. Your spinning instructor wore a hand spun, hand knit top to class, and I'm determined to spin and knit it one day. It's number 29, More Than One Direction, and it's perfect for hand spun. Ooh, I'll have to look that up. Thank you for letting me know about that. I'll definitely have to look that up. I you know, I get so much joy out of working with my hand spin. Like I'm making a shawl. Is that no? It's in the other room. I'll try to have that here for tomorrow. I'm making the Boneyard shawl by Stephen West using some earlier hand spun Florida cracker that I had dyed myself with dandelions. Um, and uh, and it's really nice to work with in terms of like, you know, learning my yarn, getting to remember the texture of it, the crispness. Because Florida Cracker is, I mean, it's super bouncy, and not at all in any way what like crispy or like what's the word that people like to use? I wouldn't consider it rustic, but I'm sure others would. Um, Now, I don't know if it's exactly the same as Gulf Coast native, um, but I know that there's some disagreement about whether or not they are actually the same breed. But I have Gulf Coast native at home that I can work with, so we'll see if it compares. I'm assuming it does, but anyway, so the shawl is the hand spun Florida cracker. And then I'm doing it where the pearl ridges on the shawl are contrast color, which is, it was another Jillian Eve braid. I think it might have been a sock blend that she had, but I spun it way too thick. There was no way, it wasn't even gonna make like baby socks. It was not enough. But I it's just so joyful to feel the different textures, to see where you did something right or maybe even something quote unquote wrong that doesn't fit with how you want it to look, and learning about it, letting that inform me. Even though I spun that months and months and months ago, it's still informing me now about my spinning. So I don't know. I think working with your hand spun is just one of those things that is a joy that you can't fully explain. And, I mean, I have woven with my hand spun, and that was super cool. Uh, I have some of my really early long draw attempts that were just very, very inconsistent in a way that made knitting with them or even crocheting with them, it just didn't work well. So I use them to knit oven mitts and then felt them, and that worked great. It was great, you know. So yeah, I kind of been like, I cast on the Boneyard shawl simply because I was working with all commercial yarns for a while, and I was just like, I just want to work with my hand spun. What can I do? So that's what I pulled, and that's what I'm doing. It seems to be coming out really nice so far. I'll show you guys tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I used to consider myself a knitter with a capital K and then a spinner, but I realized when I went to the fiber show, the Connecticut Fleece and Fiber Show, or whatever it's called, I think it was in April. I went there and I could not be bothered to look at the already spun yarn. Like, it held, I mean, not that it didn't hold attraction to me, because it did. I can still be attracted to colors and feeling the different textures and stuff. But I did not have that like impulsive, I need to buy this yarn right now feeling, which I was surprised by. I was really surprised by it. But, I didn't even come home with I came home with Angora fiber because I knew I had so freaking much at home, you know? It's like I don't have to get all of it all the time. So I was in a responsible stage at that point. um, but I think anybody who spins their own yarn, if they do like to knit, crochet, or weave, should work with their hand spun because that's just it's fun. But I am looking at the time and looks like I've been going for about, these things keep getting longer and longer as I just keep babbling on. But I am kind of at the end of my time. Yes, Danielle, it is funny how that changes. Yeah, like all of a sudden you're just like, oh, this doesn't really excite me the same way that it used to, and I'm sure that will even out too. I mean, maybe it will, maybe it won't. Maybe I'll just, no, I think I'll probably always buy sock yarn. I think I'll always buy sock yarn. Um, but, all right, my friends, I am going to say goodbye for now. And thank you very much for joining. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, you know. Um, and, ooh, I can't wait. Okay, Faraday. Now I have to go look that up as soon as I get off of here. Again, thank you guys for joining me today. I really do appreciate it having people to talk to. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already. And I'm on Instagram as Coastal Wool Washing, where I do show some other updates throughout the days and stuff of where my spinning's going. And yeah, I'm going to do this again tomorrow. And I will put a notification up, again, trying to go a little bit ahead of time so that you guys have some time to figure out if you can watch it and join me. And all right, bye guys. Thank you so much, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye.